What if the kiss she remembers tomorrow isn't the one you expected? Most guys think attraction is about kissing harder, moving faster, or trying to impress her. They're wrong. Because sometimes, the most powerful moment happens before the kiss even begins. It's a pause, a look, a tiny change in distance, and one surprisingly simple place where a kiss can feel much more intimate, not because it's a secret trick, but because of what the brain associates with closeness, trust, and anticipation. And in this video, I'm going to show you why anticipation can be more powerful than intensity, where affection can naturally become more intimate, and the psychological mistake that can destroy attraction in seconds. Stay until the end, because the final principle is the one most people completely misunderstand. Part 1. The biggest mistake men make. Think about the last time you watched a movie where two people were obviously attracted to each other. They move closer. They stop talking. There's silence. They look at each other. And then, nothing happens for a few seconds. Why is that moment so powerful? Because your brain starts filling in the missing information. What happens next? That uncertainty creates anticipation. And anticipation can make an ordinary moment feel extraordinary. This is one of the most important ideas in attraction psychology. You don't always create attraction by giving more. Sometimes, you create emotional intensity by slowing down. A man who rushes into physical affection communicates one thing: I want this. A man who slows down and pays attention communicates something different: I want this, but I'm paying attention to what you want too. That difference matters. Because attraction isn't simply physical. It's emotional. It's contextual. And it's built through a series of tiny signals. Now let's talk about the title. Kiss her here. But here's the part nobody tells you. There isn't a magical location on a woman's body that automatically creates desire. Anyone promising that is selling you a fantasy. The psychological effect comes from context. For example, a gentle kiss on the forehead can communicate tenderness. A kiss on the cheek can communicate affection. A kiss on the lips can communicate romantic intimacy. And when two people already have mutual attraction, a kiss near the jawline or along the side of the face can sometimes feel especially intimate because it naturally happens at close range. But notice the difference. The location isn't the magic. The relationship is the magic. If she's comfortable with you, already showing romantic interest and reciprocating your closeness, the same gesture can feel completely different. Without that connection, the exact same gesture can feel awkward. So don't memorize a location. Learn to read the moment. The power of the pause here is where things get interesting. Imagine you're sitting together. You're talking. She's laughing. The conversation slows down. You make eye contact. Instead of immediately moving in, you pause. Just for a moment. That pause gives her space to respond. Maybe she stays close. Maybe she looks at your lips. Maybe she moves toward you. Maybe she smiles. Maybe she doesn't. And that last possibility is important. Because attraction isn't about forcing a particular outcome. It's about noticing whether the interest is mutual. If she leans closer, the moment can naturally develop. If she pulls away or seems uncertain, you give her space. That isn't weakness. That's confidence. Real confidence doesn't need to force a reaction. Why anticipation feels so intense? There's a reason anticipation can feel stronger than the actual event. Think about opening a present. Sometimes the 10 seconds before opening it are more exciting than what's inside. Why? Because your mind is predicting. It is imagining. It is building possibilities. Romantic attraction can work similarly. A glance can create anticipation. A smile can create anticipation. A pause can create anticipation. A gentle touch, when welcomed, can create anticipation. And then the kiss becomes the release of that tension. That's why rushing can actually make a romantic moment less memorable. You skip the build-up. You skip the emotional story. You go directly to the outcome. And the brain often remembers the story surrounding an experience, not simply the experience itself. Here's a mistake that destroys attraction faster than almost anything else. Chasing reassurance. You kiss her. Then immediately ask, "Did you like that?" Then you look for validation. "Was that good? Do you like me? Are you attracted to me?" Now the emotional dynamic changes. Instead of experiencing the moment, you're asking her to manage your insecurity. That's exhausting. A better approach? Stay present. Let the moment breathe. Talk. Smile. Enjoy being around her. You don't need to constantly prove that you're desirable. The most attractive energy is often, I'm enjoying this, and I'm comfortable whether this continues or not. That's emotional self-control. And emotional self-control is incredibly attractive. Here's a question. What makes a kiss memorable? Is it technique? Maybe, but probably not as much as you think. People remember how an experience made them feel. Did they feel safe? Desired? Seen? Excited? Comfortable? Connected? Did they feel rushed? Pressured? Ignored? That's why the strongest romantic moments aren't necessarily the most aggressive. Sometimes they're the gentlest. A slow kiss. A brief pause. Eye contact afterward. A smile. Then continuing the conversation as if you don't need to turn the moment into a performance. That creates something many people overlook, emotional safety combined with romantic tension. And that combination can be powerful. You've probably heard claims like, kiss her neck and she'll become obsessed. Kiss her ear and she'll want you immediately. Kiss her here and she'll never forget you. Be careful. Human attraction isn't a cheat code. There is no button you can press that overrides someone's feelings. And that's actually good news. Because if attraction depended on one secret physical technique, relationships would be incredibly easy to manipulate. They aren't. The stronger strategy is understanding reciprocity. You move closer. She moves closer. You show affection. She responds positively. You pause. She chooses to continue. That's the rhythm. And when both people participate willingly, the experience becomes much more powerful. So if you're wondering whether a romantic moment is developing naturally, look for 3 things. Signal 1. Proximity. Does she voluntarily stay close? Not because you're blocking her path. Not because she's trapped in the situation. Because she chooses to be there. That's meaningful. Signal 2. Reciprocation. You show affection. Does she return it? You smile. Does she smile back? You move slightly closer. Does she meet you halfway? Attraction becomes much clearer when effort goes both ways. Signal 3. Comfort. This is the most important one. Does she seem relaxed? If she becomes tense, repeatedly pulls away, avoids eye contact, or seems uncomfortable, stop escalating. The goal isn't to push through resistance. The goal is to create a moment where both people genuinely want what happens next. Now here's the practical idea. If you're already kissing and the moment is clearly mutual, don't treat every second like a race. Slow down. Briefly separate. Look at her. Smile. Then, if she clearly wants to continue, reconnect. That tiny interruption can create a feeling of anticipation. And if the moment naturally progresses, affectionate kisses around the cheek, forehead, or jaw can add variety and tenderness. But don't mechanically follow a checklist. Respond to her. That's the real skill. Because every person is different. Some people love intense affection. Some prefer tenderness. Some like playful energy. Others prefer slow, romantic moments. There is no universal button. There is only communication. Part 10. The most attractive thing you can do. Here's something that might surprise you. The most attractive thing you can do during a romantic moment isn't necessarily what you do with your lips. It's what you do with your attention. Are you actually present? Or are you thinking, am I doing this right? Does she like me? What should I do next? What's the secret move? The moment you stop performing and start connecting, everything changes. You notice her reactions. You notice the atmosphere. You notice whether she's enjoying herself. And instead of following a script, you're participating in a real interaction. That's where chemistry comes from. There's another psychological principle here. You don't need to reveal everything immediately. Not because you should play games, but because connection develops over time. If you tell someone everything about yourself within the first hour, there may be less left to discover. But when you reveal yourself gradually through conversation, humor, stories, and experiences, curiosity has room to grow. The same principle applies to physical affection. You don't need to escalate everything immediately. Let moments develop. Let attraction breathe. Let her wonder what you'll do next, but never make her feel unsafe about what you'll do next. That's the difference between mystery and manipulation. Mystery creates curiosity. Manipulation creates pressure. Never confuse the two. Here's another detail most people ignore. The moment after the kiss matters. Don't instantly grab your phone. Don't start talking about how amazing you are. Don't turn it into an interview. Stay there. Smile. Make eye contact. Maybe laugh. Continue the conversation. That tells her, this wasn't a performance. This wasn't something I was trying to win. It was something we shared. And shared experiences are what create emotional memories. Now we're getting to the deepest point. People often ask, how can I make her want me? But that's the wrong question. Ask, how can I create an environment where attraction can naturally grow? That's a completely different mindset. Instead of controlling her reaction, you control your own behavior. You become attentive, calm, playful, respectful, confident. You take care of yourself. You have your own life. You don't desperately chase validation. And when romantic interest is mutual, you allow the relationship to develop naturally. That is far more powerful than any secret kiss. So, what is the secret place to kiss her? The honest answer is, wherever affection is mutually wanted in that moment. Sometimes that's her lips. Sometimes it's her cheek. Sometimes it's her forehead. Sometimes the most powerful move is not kissing her at all. It's stopping, looking into her eyes, and letting the tension exist for another second. Because the goal isn't to make someone beg. The goal is to create a moment where both people want the same thing. And when that happens naturally, you don't have to manipulate desire. You can feel it. So remember these 5 things. Number 1, don't rush. Number 2, anticipation can be more powerful than intensity. Number 3, pay attention to reciprocity. Number 4, never confuse mystery with manipulation. And number 5, the strongest attraction isn't created by a secret location. It's created when 2 people feel safe, desired, curious, and genuinely connected. So next time you're in a romantic moment, forget the idea that you need some magical technique. Slow down. Pay attention. Look for mutual interest. And let the moment happen instead of trying to force it. Because sometimes, the kiss she remembers isn't the most intense one. It's the one where she felt completely seen. And that's the part most people never learn. If you want more psychology-based videos about attraction, body language, relationships, and human behavior, subscribe to Mind Decode.